This message is for someone that is meant to be doing something. And I mean, like, this message is for someone that is meant to be doing something. Like, this is something that you cannot even walk away from. This is not something that you probably want to do. This is something where you find yourself being on the fence about because maybe you tried to do it and it didn't work out. But yet, this is something that you are meant to do. You are meant to surrender. Let me just get into this message, okay? Because this is about someone being imbalanced on a path, not being fully in alignment in order for things to come through in the way that it's supposed to come through for you, because you haven't made the choice yet. You've been on the fence when it comes to your spiritual growth, on the fence when it comes to really feeling like, is it even necessary to put in the work that is required in order for you to see this spiritual growth? And also when it comes to you trusting the inner wisdom that has been coming through for you. This is something that you have been in doubt about. Know that this is a powerful, and I mean, this message is powerful, and it's going to reach whoever it needs to reach, because the times of not choosing is coming to an end. You have to choose. And if you don't choose, it's going to happen. And you're not going to like how it happened. So let me just say this. Hold on. Okay. It is time for you to embrace this change. This change that is trying to and has been trying to come in for you is about self-expression. You being able to have this self-expression when it comes to yourself, not caring about what other people think, how they feel, or even how they see you. This is you also having this spiritual growth, right? But this is something that you've been on the fence about when it comes to having this spiritual growth, because it requires you to put in the work. So a message from your guardian angels is that you need to release the stress that is causing you to be on the fence, because I feel like just with everyday life trying to survive, you're choosing things that is logical. You're choosing things that make sense because you got to survive. You got to have a roof over your head. You got to have food. You got to have all these different things. So you're choosing the logical route, right? Because at least that way you won't find yourself stressing over things that you may not be able to provide yourself had you chose otherwise. But I'm going to say this, because a lot of times people make it seem like, oh, what is it called? I jumped out on faith. And that is okay too sometimes. But if you are scared to do that, it's okay to do both until you start seeing things come in for you. It's okay to do both. When I talk about not choosing, I mean all of your attention and all of your ways of doing things is based on what is logical. It has nothing to do with your spiritual growth. It has nothing to do with you working towards your self-expression. It has nothing to do with you embracing this creativity that has been placed inside you. It has nothing to do with that, because you're choosing the side that is keeping you complacent, because you're stressing over the mundane things in life. When at this time you're needing to trust that once you put this work in, and it's going to be hard work, it's not going to come easy. It's going to take consistency. It's going to take you being disciplined. It's going to take you building a stable foundation in order for you to see the future play out in the way that you would like for it to. But know that it will. You have major life changes that are coming in for you. And this has to do with your personal growth. This has to do with you doing things differently. And I mean, really being disciplined when it comes to working on yourself, whether it comes eating differently, watching what you drinking, going to the gym, trying new different adventures. Like you have better things on the horizon for you. But if you keep yourself complacent and only thinking in what you feel is a logical way and not working towards your spiritual growth and everything else that would actually benefit you in the long run, you're still going to find yourself where you at right now. And you're still going to be thinking the same thing. You're still going to want to have to make a choice, but because of how life is, you're just choosing to not make that choice and focus on being able to provide for your everyday needs. And that's all you're concerned with. You could have been saying 1010, and 1010 has to do with endings. I just heard a job, so this could be due to losing a job. And if this is your message, know that you will be protected and provided for. When it comes to your stability, you will be protected and provided for. Endings come to an end so that new things can begin. And as I keep on saying about just, it's like you're supposed to have this new life. You're supposed to be in the process of manifestation, like manifesting of your goals through hard work and discipline. So, whatever that means to you, and on the other side of it, you're going to see it. Because this is like a powerful blend of new beginnings and inner stability. And that inner stability is you not thinking from a logical sense, but you thinking from within. Because you've been given the nudges, you've been given the wisdom, but you second guess yourself, you doubt yourself based on what you've been receiving. But this is a powerful blend of both, baby, to where these new beginnings are trying to come in for you, as well as you having the inner stability. Because like I said, for the ones that have lost a job, you will be provided for because you are protected. That's just going to start these new beginnings for you. And you looking at how you view your stability differently. Not in a place to where it's like, oh, well, I got to go to work tomorrow. And some of y'all probably work so much that you don't even have the time to even work on these goals. Nine 11 could have been saying 9/11 as well, where it's like emergency. When I first started seeing 9/11, I thought of emergency because 9/11 and 911. This can be an urgent message for someone. Somebody, for the people that do celebrate New Year's, you could have told yourself starting January 1st, you're going to start doing this and start doing whatever. And January 1st came and went and you ain't did nothing. Came January 1st, you were supposed to have these new beginnings and you was going to, be more self-expressive and really work on the ability to manifest your desires. You having more of a focused, positive mindset, and you haven't even began to do that. Or at least if you have began, you stop. You start and you stop, you start and you stop. But the messages that you have been given intuitively, trust them. Trust them and embrace this personal growth, because I feel like that's what your intuition has been telling you. Your intuition has been telling you things to do to improve yourself. There's just a need for you to embrace this positive life change, because this is like shifting the way that you think and the way that you do things, all while building a solid foundation for your future. You have been given that nudge. You have been given that nudge to work on them creative ideas and actually put it towards action, put it into action. I feel like next month in July will be when your mind and your soul like really lock in. And what I mean by that is, like I said, like lately you've been thinking so logical on things. You have all these ideas, all these different things that you may want to do, but again, we all out here and we surviving. So you're thinking about what makes sense when it comes to how you can stay afloat in life, right? But July, baby, in July, your mind and your soul is going to come to that agreement to start working towards being in alignment. Your mind and your soul is going to be in alignment with one another. You're going to be doing some deep introspection in July. And all that inner wisdom that you've been getting, you're really going to sit with yourself and think on things. And that's what I mean by your mind and your soul becoming locked in. And once that happens, that's a sealed agreement. You're going to start working towards them ideas, that growth when it comes to spiritual and personal. And you're going to start thinking differently. You're not going to be thinking in a scarcity mindset. So all that logical thinking of, well, you got to go work this job because you got these bills to pay. You're going to start thinking differently, because you're going to know that your thoughts are what is creating your reality. But when I say that, I don't mean you just going to be sitting around thinking so many positive thoughts and thinking it's just going to fall in your lap. No, you're going to be doing the work too. So yeah, this is a message of this spiritual awakening that you're about to have, that is going to align your mind and your soul and give you that inner wisdom and that divine alignment that you need in order for you to step into the next season of your life.